How confident are you in their ability to roll the ball out and make plays?
The guys that are there, they're here, and they're at Tennessee for a reason.
I think the SEC is the best 1-16 conference that has ever existed in the history of college football.
Our job and our mission is to simply be the best team on the field that given Saturday.
Tennessee football coach Josh Heupel with us. Another big game. They stack up in a hurry, it feels like, this time of year. College football going to have an electric, loaded Neyland Stadium. You are 21-1 in Neyland Stadium in the last 22. I believe I've got that stat right. You probably know better than me. One of the first things you hear when people are trying to reclaim a program is they say, we got to take back home field. You've done it. The only team you really haven't been able to beat at Neyland, as you well know, is Georgia. What do you think about this game? What could be different?
Yeah, it's great. It's going to be a great atmosphere. The entire city. You can see Vol Navy showing up on Wednesday, and a lot of anticipation for this one. Understand, what we're getting into against a really good football team in Georgia, and today we got to play hard. We got to play smart. You got to be able to go play the next play. There's a lot of things that play into playing a Georgia football team, but ultimately we got to play a complete game and have some fun competing out there today.
Okay, you know a little bit about the quarterback position. You've got Joey Aguilar, who is probably not that well known to the nation yet. What should people know about him who haven't had a chance to watch him play?
Yeah, Joey, from him getting here in May, has worked really hard to understand and gain command of what we're doing offensively. First 2 weeks has been tremendous for us. He's a great teammate. Came in, wanted to build relationships. That's who he is. Extremely confident and comfortable in who he is as a player and as a person too. And I think that's why guys are drawn to him. Did a great job during the training camp, growing every single day and ultimately earning the starting job. And today he's got to go make plays, but at the same time, he's got to take great care of the football. There's a lot of things going on in what we're doing offensively. He's got to be able to pair and understand what's going on the other side of the football. For his eyes to be in the right spot, be in a fundamental position to be accurate with the ball, and be a great decision maker today.
What I've noticed, I've watched the first 2 games, is it feels like even from the first snap down in Atlanta against Syracuse, he's been moving at a really rapid pace. And it feels a lot like Hendon Hooker in terms of the pace. And I know the pace wasn't necessarily the same with Joe Milton or necessarily with Nico. Does it feel to you like he's hitting the ground running? Is that pace a big part of what you're trying to see from him?
Pace is certainly a part of who we want to be. It's one of the ways that we try to apply pressure to defenses that we're seeing. He's played within himself and with great command within the scope of our tempo. He's been accurate with the football. He's made plays down the field. He's been really accurate down the football field. That's one of the things that we saw in him as we started our recruitment of him. And we're going to need all of that today as we go play.
What did you see in film that made you think this guy can be an impact player in this offense?
Yeah, I think, he showcased the ability to distribute the ball sideline to sideline vertically down the football field, accurate as a deep down the field football player, had the ability to extend and make plays, had the ability to be used in the quarterback run game. All of those things led to us, being really interested in him. Then we got a chance to talk to him, and he strikes you as very comfortable and confident in who he is. I got great appreciation for his road in college football. There's some similarities to what I went through as a player as well. And I think all of that has lended itself to him having great appreciation of the opportunity with the people that he's with inside of that team room. And excited to go compete with him today.
You got a lot of young guys in this locker room, particularly at wide receiver. They're very skilled. Again, not a lot of household names. I'm curious on this.
Yeah.
Not yet. When you run through the tee, tends to get your blood going a little bit for people who have never seen that. How do you moderate and have guys ready to go and execute and not be sky high? Both the Joey Aguilar, who hasn't necessarily done it for a big SEC game yet in Neyland, and also for those young receivers that are very talented, but they haven't necessarily felt what their body feels like when that moment gets here.
Yeah, one of the themes of our offseason is young guys don't have time to be young. We know that there's going to be some youth at critical spots, and really at every spot in the scope of our roster, they're going to have to play meaningful snaps and play at a really high level. Our staff and our leadership have done a great job of growing those guys, not just since we started the season, but all the way dating back to January. They've handled themselves with great maturity. They're extremely focused, and they prepare the right way. The bigger the game, in some ways, it's even more simple. It comes down to alignment, assignment, keys, technique, execution, doing the ordinary things at a really high level. Everybody's going to be excited when you run through that tee.
Yeah.
Settling into the ball game early in this one's going to be important, but this is a 60-minute football game. When you play an opponent like this, you got to understand that. And, we've talked about, like, they're going to make plays on both sides of the football. You're playing a good football team. How do you reset and go play the next play? And that's going to be really important for us in this game.
How good do you think those receivers can be?
They got a chance to be a really special group. Individually, their talent, they got a chance to play this game ultimately for a long time, but collectively as a group, I think they got a chance to be really special.
Last year, your defense led you for much of the season. They were incredibly elite.
Yeah.
This year, the offense has seemed to be firing a little bit on all cylinders out of the gate. What do you think of your defense?
Each week, the game kind of forms an identity. I talk to our players. You play it 10 times, it's going to unfold differently each time that you played it on that same day. There's so many variables within the game. But a team forms its identity. We're just starting this season. I really love what we have on the defense side of the ball. Coach Banks, our defensive staff, elite. We play with an aggressive mentality. We're multiple. We apply pressure. We got guys that can cover on the back end. Today we got to win the line of scrimmage. You got to win against the run game. You got to get them in predictable pass situations, and then we got to be able to get home. That can be with pressure. It can just be our front four.
Secondary, you got some young corners that are out there.
Yeah.
You got a young quarterback on the other side. How confident are you in their ability to roll the ball out and make plays?
Yeah, I love what we have in the secondary. We got a couple guys out, unfortunately, due to injury. But the guys that are there, they're here, and they're at Tennessee for a reason, and we got great trust and belief in them. They're really mature, they're focused, they understand the game, the nuances of it, and they have all the traits to go play at a high level, not just today, but the rest of the season.
You're replacing the SEC Player of the Year on offense in Dylan Sampson, who seems to be having some pretty good success in the NFL right now. I don't know if you paid attention to it, but good for him so far at the Browns. What about your running back core? You've basically played three. What should people know about the depth there? What do you expect to see from those guys?
Yeah, they can all play with the ball in their hands, have the ability to get behind their pads and finish a run. They do a great job of pressing line of scrimmages and helping double teams get off to the second level. We trust them all in pass pro. They can all catch the ball out of the backfield. It's a really good core group that is inside of that room right now.
You probably don't get a chance to watch everybody in the SEC play until you get ready for those games.
Yeah.
I've watched everybody play, so I'll tell you my opinion. I think the SEC is the best 1-16 conference that has ever existed in the history of college football. Some of you Big Ten guys may disagree. But how much of this is, yes, Georgia's huge, but every game, there are a lot of talented dudes that you guys are going to be running up against. How do you balance 8 big times in conference games? You got to be ready every week.
Yeah, for us, our job and our mission is to simply be the best team on the field that given Saturday. In this league and throughout college football, that's the challenge. And, this game will define this week for us, but it doesn't guarantee anything positive or anything negative on the back end. And, those are lessons that, this football team, guys that have been here, our staff, have had to grow through and experience some of that in a positive way and a negative way before. And, our players have done an elite job at being really mature in their preparation. In week 1, week 2, they've handled this week the right way. Now we got to go strap it up, buckle the chin strap, and go cut it loose and go play.
You've won 11. You've been to the playoffs. Haven't been to Atlanta yet, but I'm sure Atlanta is a goal.
It's a goal.
But do you feel like you've reestablished Tennessee as a top 10 program? If not, is winning a game like this a must? How would you define where your program is?
Certainly, we feel like we're a top 10 program. And for us, we got to continue to grow. The standard at Tennessee is pretty simple. It's about going and winning championships. And that's the mission that we're on. Today is our next opportunity. We're ready to go play.
What do you hope? You got up 10-0 in the game. last year down in Athens, and you were in control of that game. I remember you had a 3rd and 8. I'm sure you've gone back and watched that thing a ton of times. What do you need to do to take the next step? You've had a double-digit lead. You did it on the road at Athens.
Yeah, ultimately, you're playing a really good team. It's a 60-minute clock. It starts fast. That's great. You got to, step on the gas pedal. Doesn't, you got to settle into the game, and you got to continue to play and go make plays. You got to play a complete game. You got to be able to run the football. You got to be able to execute in the pass game and create big plays. You got to be good on 3rd downs, offensively, defensively. You got to go finish when you're on the plus side of the territory too. So it will take all of us playing together in all 3 phases of the game to go get a win today.
When you look at the box score at the end of the game, if I could tell you, hey, and obviously you said games can go 10 different ways, but if I could tell you right now, what's the first thing you're going to look at in the box score that gives you a sense of how the game went?
Yeah, I think the line of scrimmage, both sides of the football, are going to be critical to ultimately how 3rd downs get played, which will be a big factor inside of the game.
What else do people not know about Tennessee that you would want them to know as they get ready to watch this game?
I got a great group of guys that are really connected and go about things the right way. It's a great group of individuals inside of that team room. That's why the best part of my day is always when those guys are showing up in the building.
Good luck, Coach.
I appreciate it.
Thank you.